Hello, and thank you for watching my presentation. This is Sam Rosenfeld, and today I'm going to be speaking about the definition of rhetoric. The image shows two computers communicating with one another, and the meaning of my presentation's title will become apparent shortly. My thesis is that writing about writing's definition of rhetoric is too specific, and that it should be changed. The definition that Wardle and Downs gave in their glossary is very long, and I will not be reciting their entire definition of rhetoric in my presentation today, but their definition of rhetoric begins: rhetoric is the study of human interaction and communication, or the product of that interaction and communication. Because most human interaction is persuasive by nature, that is, we're trying to convince each other of things, even when we say something simple like, "that feels nice," one way to think of rhetoric is as the study of persuasion. I will attempt to argue that replacing the word human with machine always works, and therefore we should compose a more general definition of rhetoric. And on the right side of the screen you see a robot lawyer, illustrating that I will even go as far as to argue that computers can be persuasive. The sources that I will use include Writing About Writing's glossary, as my research is focusing on Wardle and Downs' definition of rhetoric. You should all recognize this title, the title of this article from our textbook. This article posits that even Facebook quotes can be considered writing. This next article is written by a Claudia Herbst and compares computer code to other important works of writing, such as the Bible and other codes of law. If she can consider computer code to be writing, so can I. And finally, any research about computer code counting as rhetoric would be lacking without this important article by Robert E. Cummings. In this article, Cummings argues that computer programs and classical writers have much to learn from one another, as computer code and classical composition are very similar. I will combine the aforementioned sources with a theory-based research method, in which I will try to fit computer code into activity theory, rhetorical theory, and of course, Wardle and Downs' full definition of rhetoric. My reasoning is that if computer code can successfully replace classical writing in these systems, then computer code is writing. However, the problem emerges when we try to fit in computer code with Writing About Writing's definition of rhetoric. This definition explicitly uses the word human. I will attempt to determine whether or not Writing About Writing is flawed in using the word human in their definition of writing. So far, I have found that, like traditional rhetoric, as described in Writing About Writing's glossary, that computer code is situated. A database crawler compiled in Linux will have absolutely no use to anyone in my first year seminar class. Computer code is also certainly motivated. It is written with the goal of creating a certain piece of software. Computer code is interactional. It interacts with code editors, compilers, interpreters, and computer architecture. It is epistemic, as it creates a software program that did not exist before. And it is contingent on user needs such as a clear interface, as well as the architecture on which it is running. My robot writing on a notepad to the right is representative of the fact that all of the above applies to code written by machines in addition to code written by humans. Why does any of this matter? Or, as we say in Gemara learning, what is the nafka mina, the practical implication of my proposed research? If my findings are correct, then Writing About Writing will need to change their definition of rhetoric. I have presented an image of Elizabeth Wardle and an image of Doug Downs, so that you all can personally approach them to inform them of their mistaken definition of rhetoric. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.